Hey guys, Boomy's here. Who else is out there? I need to find out if you all can hear me. I'm actually outside by the water and I don't know if the noise is too much. So once you come in, let me know. I unmute everybody. Who's out there with me this evening?
Hey, Bunmi, Teresa, Pikesville.
Hey Teresa, how you doing?
Good.
Who else is out there with us?
Good afternoon, Bunmi.
Hey, who's that? William?
Yeah.
Hey William, welcome to the call. Hey guys, I'm actually outside by some water, but if it's too much noise, I can't tell if the background noise is too much. Can you guys still hear me? Or do I need to change my location?
I still have vision of figures flinging that girl.
Can you guys hear me? Okay, maybe you can't hear me.
I can hear you, Bunmi.
So why are they trying to bring us it's not something that you could pull on and pull off like your pants.
Hey, welcome to the call. Who just joined us?
Joanne Justin's here.
Hey, Joanne.
We're about to get into it.
Joanne, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you fine.
Okay, because I was trying to find out if the wind was too noisy, if I needed to go inside, because I'm actually outside right now.
I can hear the wind, but you're coming in pretty clear. Someone's television is black.
Are you ready?
All right, guys, send out last minute text messages to your team. We're going to get started in about 2 minutes. I couldn't tell if that background noise was too much or not, so I'm going to move my location.
I can hear you fine, Bunmi.
Hey, good evening. Welcome, welcome. Who just joined us?
Hey, this is Karen. How you doing?
Hey, Karen, doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. If my signal drops, guys, let me know. Welcome to our big group team Zoom. Welcome, welcome. Who just joined us?
Coach Donita from Gaithersburg, Maryland.
Hey, welcome, Coach Donita. Who else was that?
Terrell.
Hey, Terrell. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well.
Great, great, great. Welcome. Got 60 more seconds, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Grab a piece of paper and a pen, and you all know why. Who knows why?
Because the paper never forgets.
Get it, Karen. That's right. Let me give you guys a great tip. I was always a note taker. Anytime I went to any types of events, training, seminars, I took notebooks full of notes. And so as I would build my team and when I started doing my own calls, I didn't have to think of material because I already had it in the notebooks from the trainings that I did. So, hint, hint, clue, don't reinvent the wheel. Don't reinvent the wheel. Just take good notes because the principles that you learn here are the same principles that you're going to keep on learning and teaching and getting better at as you go. I'm about to mute over in 1 second.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Bunmi?
Hey, Roxanne, how are you tonight?
Oh, great, great. I just walked in the door and jumped on my Zoom. Always. Oh. Thanks.
Hey, well, guys, well, I'm going to go ahead and mute over. Hold on. All right. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Bit Group Team Zoom training call. We're still waiting on some more folks, but we're going to go ahead and get started. So send out those last minute text messages and let your team know that our team Zoom has begun. So I've muted over, but you are have the capabilities of unmuting yourself when you are called upon. So keep that in mind. And some of you just may be called upon. Got more people entering the room as we speak. So tonight, guys, we are going to talk about the breakfast training that we did at my house this weekend and what came out of that. We're going to have a lot of discussion on personal development, and we're also going to talk about the about the compensation and the new back office that is coming. So let's get started first with a quick recap of yesterday morning, because we had a few of you who attended and then more of you who were texting and saying, hey, Bunmi, I watched you guys making calls. I was inspired. I made my own. That was really helpful. So first of all, I wanted to see if Karen, if you can unmute, because Karen was one of the first to arrive and she participated in the breakfast yesterday. And Karen, I want you to share with the team what did you get out of attending yesterday? Why was it important for you to be there, and kind of, how did you learn and grow, and what came out of it for you yesterday? And just unmute your phone.
Hello?
There you go.
Okay. Being in your presence is always a learning experience, and there's always something to be gained in your presentations, in your sharing information, in your helping to overcome obstacles. And so a lot of my hesitation, I guess, came from not making my list. And after having my memory jogged with your video and writing my list out, then I had something to work with. So it gave me resource to sit down with a list that I had already compiled and go through. And as you said, don't play God, don't pick and choose, don't cherry pick, just go through the list and practice. Even if it's a no, I might be surprised if the no's are no's or the no's are yeses and the yeses are no's, but just go through the list and make some progress. So I went through we did our little what did you call it? Our little activity, and we sat there and we went through the list and we spoke to people, and a lot of messages were left and everything. I ended up making about 20 dialed calls. Out of the 20 dial calls, I got 3 people that wanted to buy a gallon of the tea. So I made the tea yesterday and delivered them today. I did get to speak to some people. I mean, I didn't get any real no's. I just told them I'd be sharing information, and then I left messages, and a few people called me back. So it was really inspiring to sit down with other team members and see how the activity really played out, and how to overcome obstacles and how to deal with people, just challenges. It just gave you more confidence in doing it in that setting. So it really helped me.
Well, thank you for sharing that, Karen. And guys, there were so many teachable moments in what she just shared. Let's talk about a few of them. So when we say network marketing is a team sport, know that that is a truth. And understand when Karen said, I did more because I came in the environment and the energy of the other team members. So you left to your own devices. Most of your team members who ever be on your own team left to their own devices, which most times we're home by ourselves. So we have to get the discipline to make the calls when we're not with people. But understand that there's the energy when you get together with the team. That's why we said you build your team from business from event to event. You never want to miss an event if all possible. It's very important to get in that energy. when you're making calls together with people, even if it's just one other person, you have that accountability partner, you do more and you do it for a longer period of time when you are doing it with someone else. Now, another thing that Karen said that I think that was real powerful, she said, I really didn't get any real no's. She kind of left the door open. Sometimes people don't say yes or they don't say no, but you say, well, hey, listen, can I stay in touch with you? Is it okay if I just continue to share with you the successes and testimonials? So people don't always join or buy right then, but you leave the door and the relationship open for continued dripping on them. And eventually people tend to take some type of action. The other powerful thing that Karen said is that she got results from taking action. She got 3 sales. People actually purchased a product from her. Now, what can we learn from that? I want you all to understand, a sale just isn't a sale. Think of, okay, I have a new customer. How can I take that customer and turn it into 5 customers? Always understand you incentivize your customer with free product, telling them for every 5 people that they refer to you. Now I want y'all to write this down, okay? For every 5 people that they refer to you who purchase a month's supply of product, you are going to give them a month for free. That's one way that you can turn one customer into more. How else can you do it? You're going to be learning this other way pretty soon, because we're going to give you a real track to run on. Why not get your customer engaging in social media with you? Hey, can you do me a favor? When your product arrives, can you take a picture with your product, or can you take a picture with the tea and say, hey, I'm excited to put this to the test. Stay tuned. Write that down. I'm excited to put this to the test. Stay tuned. What does that do? That creates curiosity. You didn't tell them to explain it. You didn't tell them to talk about the 9 herbs. You didn't even tell them to say the name. They hold it up, they take a selfie or they take a picture of it and say, I'm excited to put this to the test. Stay tuned. And then ask your person to tag you in the post so you'll know that they did it, and even tag some friends. And guess what you're going to have people doing? Saying, what is that? What's that? What kind of results you're looking for? Is this something for weight loss? So guys, this is how we grow. This is how you turn one into more. So you're asking for the referrals. You're incentivizing them with the free tea. You're getting them to engage in social media. You should always ask your client if they're on Facebook, and then you all become friends, because you want them to continue to see your testimonies that you post. You want them to continue to follow you, because that serves as validation for their purchase. Because sometimes people have buyer's remorse. Sometimes they're wondering if they made the right choice. But when they continue to see you sharing, you excited, you sharing your testimony, you sharing others' testimonies, that makes them feel good about their purchase. And there is something, guys, to how a product works in our belief. A lot of times when people expect something to work, it actually works better because of the mindset. So you want to understand all of these things play in to you growing your business and growing your team and getting long-term repeat customers, okay? So Karen, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for coming on time. She was in that driveway, guys, at 9 a.m. And let me tell you one more principle we can learn from Karen. I want you to write this down. Write down going the extra mile. When you read Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, or his 16 Laws of Success, one of the principles of success is going the extra mile. In that chapter, he talks about doing more than what you're paid for. My parents call it using the little bit more principle. So we charged everybody to come with 50 names and numbers. Karen came with 115. That's going the extra mile. So you want to cultivate that type of champion spirit inside of you, where you do what it takes and then a little bit more. You do what you're supposed to do, and then you do a little bit more. You're supposed to make 5 calls. I'm gonna make 7. I'm supposed to make 10 contacts. I'm tired. Let me just push and do a little bit more and do 12. She was supposed to do 50. She did 115. Okay. So that's so awesome. So thank you, Karen, for sharing, giving us all those teachable moments. We appreciate that. I don't know if Cassandra or Bruce, I know Dr. Daryl's handling the car situation. Is there anybody out there who did not attend, but you participated, whether it's at the same time or you saw the videos later and you came back and you actually were engaged? Anybody else out there? Unmute yourself. If we have anybody else who participated.
Yes, I did. I came back and looked at it later. Sylvia, North Carolina.
Sylvia, okay, tell us about your experience, Sylvia.
Okay. I watched the video late last night, about 10 o'clock last night. I got excited, and today I went to church and got 2 customers.
Awesome. Now, what video did you watch?
The one at your home, the breakfast video.
Oh, okay. Awesome. And so what about it excited you, that made you eager to talk to people in church today?
What I got excited about, she went over like the extra mile. She would have got 50, she got 110, 15 people. That inspired me to go, the extra mile, to get up this morning, go early, and talk to people at church. I got a police officer at our church. She's going to order tomorrow. I felt that give me motivation. That motivated me.
Awesome. Thank you.
It motivated me, sis. So appreciate that. That motivated me to do a little bit more.
Well, that's great, Sylvia. And that's why we're all here, guys. We want to help each other to rise up. And that's why I tell you, if you have something that's good that happens to you, post it in the group. When you do activity, post it and share it. You're helping somebody else. You're encouraging and you're motivating other people. Because when people don't see any activity, guess what they're comfortable doing? Nothing. Because they don't see anybody else doing nothing. So they're comfortable doing nothing. But you can help people to become uncomfortable and motivate them. If everybody's moving, if the team is making calls, if people are making sales, they're getting e-wallet deposits, and you're talking and sharing about all this and all your excitement, you will help somebody who is just a dead butt sitting there saying, what's wrong with me? Let me get up and do something. And so you're posting in the group, you're sharing of their energy, helps everybody to rise. You guys understand that concept? Yes? Okay, wonderful. Anybody else want to share?
Bunmi, the audio is very, very low and muffled. I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Teresa, Reed, and I, we both did the exercise with the anticipation of making it to the breakfast. I kind of felt like Karen did, and I did something like 75 names. I cut myself off only because of time, but because of the exercise that was put in place with the memory jogger video, I felt like, oh, okay, well, there's so many more, names and numbers that I can put down. I now know what to do. I've got the feeling, for lack of better words. And the other part of it is that, and I've spoken to Teresa about this, we weren't able to make it to the boiler room, but I'm not sure how effective it will be, but we're talking about getting together, just the 2 of us, and serving as a 2-person boiler room, working an hour at a time and working through our list.
Well, that is a great idea. And, how the Bible says 1 can put 1,000 to flight, but 2 can put 10,000. When you're going out with somebody prospecting, you do more and more happens. When you're making calls with somebody else, you do more and more happens. So that's a great idea. I know Roxanne, you said that it said the sound is muffled. Is there anybody else?
It's
Can you
down very low, very low.
Okay, is that for everybody? Karen, can you hear me okay? You can hear me okay, so maybe your device. She says she can hear me. Oh, okay.
I've been checking it.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, let's keep it moving. Let me see. Was there anything else I was going to say about here's one more thing to understand about making the calls and what we did. So if you did not watch the video in reference to the memory jogger exercise, please go back to my wall. Tara said I'm too loud over there. Please go to my wall, my Facebook wall, and it's a video of Cassandra and I. And I'm saying, like, okay, who do you know that's a mechanic? Who do you know that got married? Who do you know that lives in Virginia? So I'm taking you through the steps of building out your list. This is old school network marketing, guys, but it's basics. Hold on. It's old school, but it's basics. If your list is your raw materials for doing business. If you do not have people to talk to, you are not in business. So this is like step one for getting started. You've got to find people to talk to. And the easiest people to find to talk to are the people that you already know. Now, understand, there are people that you don't know who you will meet from vending events. There are people that you don't know who you will meet from Facebook, from YouTube. But those are people, those are leads that you have to generate. So I'm going to start getting some of you all to do this training and basically repeat back the things that I'm saying now. So by now, you should get the principle. You should understand there are people that you know and people who you don't know. There are leads that you are generating and people that you have in your cell phone and in your head right now today. And so your job is to marry online and offline and work them both. Your job is to do high tech and high touch and marry them both to be effective in your business. Okay? All right, cool. I see Percy has his hand up. So Percy, you can unmute. And I believe you got some value for the good of the team, Percy Moore.
I didn't even know I had my hand up. Because like I said, I'm trying to actually get this thing to work on my laptop as well, but it keeps saying the meeting is over. But no, you're right. The fortune is in the numbers. And my hat goes off to the young lady that had, you said 115 prospects. Yeah. Man, that is awesome. That is awesome. And like I say, guys, I'm actually starting tomorrow with a new list. And the new list is going to actually be coming from prospecting. And one of the things I'm going to be doing is just asking people to take a look at a 3-minute video to give me feedback on that video, whether it's via phone call or via text message, but just as long as they let me give me some feedback from the video. So I'm going to be prospecting new prospects tomorrow from the cold market.
All right. Thank you for sharing, Percy. And remember, guys, there's more than one way to skin a cat. It's not one right way of doing the business. However, when you use the model of, write this down, you should be able to say it in your sleep, invite, expose, and get help closing. Percy's talked about that for years. I've talked about that for years. When you do invite, expose, and get help closing, that is the model that you should be following. You are inviting somebody to take a look. Now, when I say it's more than one way to skin a cat, sometimes you're inviting them to take a look at the training video. Sometimes you're getting them to take a look at the training video. Sometimes you are getting them to take a look at Sometimes you're getting them to take a look at the T video. Sometimes you're inviting them to hear about the business. Sometimes you're getting them to hear about the product. So you're inviting, okay? Sometimes you are inviting to an event. Sometimes you're inviting to look at the tool. So you're inviting by piquing the interest, okay? asking a question. You're exposing them by actually letting the tool do the work. Not to have me to give them a presentation, not to have Dr. Darrell to give them a presentation, but the tool does the work. You get them in front of the video. You get them on the Tuesday night call. You get them on a recorded, some other type of video presentation. And then the third step is get help closing. Percy, talk to us about the get help closing part.
That is very, very key. A lot of us are missing the mark because we don't do the get help closing part. And the reason that's so key is showing your person that, hey, you're in business for yourself and not by yourself. Or you showing that customer, hey, I may not have all the facts about it, but I have someone that do have the facts about it, that knows more about it than me. And that's what made me try this product, because they introduced me to someone that actually knew more about what I was going through. For an example, a lot of you are old members that's on here, you know that my daughter passed. So I've had some people that talk to me about diabetes. So I'm like, hey, because of these O2 drops, these diabetes allowed me and my wife to see my daughter walk again, which she haven't walked in 3 years. So I would advise anyone to try this as a 30-day money-back guarantee on this product, but it allowed me to see a true blessing right in my household. So if I were you, I would at least give this a try. See, so you can share your testimony into it, or that person maybe can share their testimony into it, or give enough information to make that person say, hey, I want to try this for myself, or I want to try this for somebody in my family. So those 3 ways are very, very important. It's not that somebody may know more than you about it, but it could also be that somebody do know more than you about it. So it's very key to do those 3 ways. The 3 ways is just a simple tool to help you get your customer or your prospect for your business to be closed.
Thank you, Percy. And so, guys, that is a skill that you want to get better at over time. Bringing people to the 3-way call. What I want you to do is understand that you need to get yourself out of the way and bring in the expert. And it's okay to say, listen, I'm brand new, but I'm going to get you on the phone with somebody who knows more than me. This is how we do this business. It's okay to say, listen, girl, I got to introduce you to my senior business partner. This lady is traveling all over the country, helping people to make an outrageous income from home, doing all kinds of seminars. As I don't know if this business for you or not, but I'm telling you, if you like what you see, she's going to help you like she's helping me. You got to meet Bunmi. Hold on, I'm going to introduce you to her. Okay? Understand this. Sometimes people say they did not want to do a 3-way. They don't know what they should be doing. A lot of people would not maybe want to do the 3-way, but it's your job to take them to the next step. So understand you're taking people through a step-by-step process, okay? And once they have looked at something, the next step is for them to talk to somebody other than you. If you're not going to that next step, you are failing in your process, because that is a part of the process. Now, I'm not going to get into all of the nuances of the psychology behind the 3-way call, but just understand that I do not steer you guys wrong. And when you are trying to bring these people in on your own, on yourself, you're not going about it right, and you're knocking your head against the wall, and you will have less success. But when you learn to quickly collapse time frames, that's meaning in a small amount of time, peak interest, get them to look at something, get them on the phone with us. Pique their interest, tool, 3-way. Pique their interest, get them to look at something, get them on the phone with us. Invite, expose, get up closing. Do that within 10 minutes. Invite, expose, get up closing. Do that within an hour. Invite, expose, get up closing. Do that within 24 hours, but make it fast. If it's 2 weeks that you're doing this whole process, it just, look, tell me, here's your motto. Tell me yes, tell me no, tell me quick, I gotta go. You are sorting and you are sifting, and you want to move fast. If you got 100 names, you see, some of you will have 100 names, and you'll take a year to talk to 100 people. Some of you didn't talk to 100 people last year, but the ones who are going to win are the ones who are going to talk to 100 people in August. You got what I'm saying? You got 100 names. You need to go through those 100 names in August. That's 3 people, a little over 3 people a day, okay? And that's on the low side. If you're saying you want to make big money, you really should be talking to more than 3 people. But you guys got to see, don't take a year to go through 100 names. That's not a winning number. Take 30 days to go through 100 names. That's how you win, okay?
Hey, Bunmi.
Absolutely.
Hey, go ahead, Dr. Darrell.
Yeah, I was thinking about what you just got through talking about. A lot of people go through the names and they won't use a qualified upline or yourself or me to help them out. I've talked to so many times that people that thought, well, I talked to the people, I can't make them do anything. They don't really understand that we will say something, we'll answer questions differently. They're saying, well, and I've had people over the years, I say, well, just humor me. Let's go back and call those same 10 people that told you no, or the same 8 people that told you no. So when I talk to them, I got a different result. I got people that brought products. I got people that turned me on to somebody and they brought products. But that person, in their mind, I told them the information, I followed everything, they're not interested. So, what am I supposed to do? Not knowing that we know things to respond to you that you don't know. And so it's not about you talking to them and not doing a 3-way, because you say, I told them everything I know and I told them about the company. They're not interested right now. They're not interested in the product. But every time that I've done that, I've gotten different results from the same 8, 9, 10 people they call, and they understand why after I do it. But before then, they're like, hey, I'm doing it. I can't make the people do it. I've been going through the people because I didn't want to bother you. But every time I call a number between 8 and 10 people, I get people that buy, I get people to refer, I get people to join. The same people that told you no. Why? It's a reason for it. It's psychology. It's the person in the next town coming, the person they don't know, the expert. And that's the way it is. The numbers work like that. Even though you say, oh, I've already talked to those people, and the people are amazed they told me they weren't interested. They told me they didn't want any products. They told me they didn't want to try the product. They told me they didn't know anybody that had health problems. But again, guys, I've proven it over and over. And if you got 10 names out there, if you call the people of no's, I can talk to the same people. You can put me on the telephone with them, or you can put Bunmi on the telephone with them. We will get different results. So don't go by and say, well, I don't want to bother them. I don't need them. I'm just going to go through. You can do that. Your numbers will be different. And that's will be a learning process, because you'll hear us say things to that person that you didn't know to say, you wouldn't have said, and responding to their reasoning. Back over to you, Bunmi.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, Dr. Darrell, because I want you all to understand one of the reasons for the 3-way. There's 2 reasons I'm going to give you right now. Write these down. One is for you to have a higher closing ratio when you get that expert on the phone. But the other is your training. Don't you need training? It's called OJT, on the job training. So when you bring your prospect to us and you hear what it is that we say, that's how you learn what to say. Because you may say, oh, Bunmi and Dr. Darrell is so busy, sometimes it's hard to reach them. Well, the more that you all get trained, the big group, we can add your name to the list. You should be doing 3 ways for your team as it grows. So it'll be me, it'll be Dr. Darrell, it'll be Percy, it'll be Karen, it'll be Roxanne, it'll be Danita. But you got to get your training ground. How will you get better if you don't hear what it is that we say? And then what I'm going to start doing, I'm going to start using some of you all for my 3 ways. Certain 3 ways, I'm going to use you all, right? And that's going to be your test for my prospects, okay? But I don't want to do that. What'd you say, Percy?
I say she will do it.
Have I not done that with you before?
You have done it several times with me, and I got another tip that may actually help them get their 3 ways. Guys, this is something that I've actually done with Bunmi and Dr. Keck, and guaranteed a lot of you are not doing this. Remember, Bunmi is always saying, put Dr. Keck especially, put all of your uplines that you're going to be using to text out three-way in a group. Create a group with them and then text it out. So guys, that right there is very key. And the reason you want to do that is by you texting out to all of us at the exact same time, the first person that pop up, that's going to give you the opportunity to use them for your three-way. Now, I have done this because you can also get a feel from some of your prospects if they're going to allow you to call on your three-way prospect. So I will say, hey, hold on a second. This is a very important call. Don't hang up. I'm going to let them know I'm going to call them back. And I put my phone on mute and I go ahead and call Bunmi or Dr. Keck, whichever one that responded to me. And I tell them right out the gate, hey, I got a three-way on the other end. I give them a little information about the person. And then after I give them a little information about the person, I'll actually go ahead and click them back in on the three-way. And I'll be like, hey, John, you're never going to believe this. I have my senior business partner, Bunmi Moore, that was calling me, and I didn't recognize the number at first. But this lady has 100% of the fact about the information that you had just asked me about. I just want to introduce you to her right quick. This is Bunmi. Bunmi, this is Jack. Jack, ask her the exact same question that you just asked me about the product. See, so what I did, I didn't give them an opportunity to say, no, I don't want to do a three-way, because I sent out a three-way to everybody that I knew that can do the three-way with me. And I let them know the first person that responded, boom, I'm able to use them for the three-way. So by you muting out, it sounds like you're actually swapping over, but you're not swapping over. You're muting out so they don't hear you actually dialing the person's number. Back to you, Bunmi.
Awesome, awesome. All right, guys, you got some great tips getting on this call tonight. I think Terrell raised his hand as well. Terrell, if you raised your hand, unmute if you have something of value we to share before we go to the next topic.
Okay. It was initially to the topic that you had, but yours and Percy just went very well together. So, and me, psychology is my passion. I remember you were saying you didn't want to go into the psychology of the three-way, but this is something that's important. You know, a lot of times, you know, the first group of people that we go to are the people that we know that's in our circle. That's our natural, you know, inclination. But one thing that I was saying to some people was this right here. First and foremost, your business does not begin until after you run through your family and friends. I believe you basically run through your family and friends as fast as you can out of courtesy and respect. But the thing about your warm market is they will respect someone else a lot quicker than they will you sometimes. And I've spoken to people that are $1 million earners, a lot of successful people. I've witnessed it with my own downline. I have spoken to people that my downline people have spoken to, and they were all excited. And my downline people was like, I told you the same thing. And they would say, but you didn't say it like Terrell. But that's not true. They said it verbatim the way that I would say it. So the thing is, when it comes to having a three-way, somebody else that is actually there with you, it gives a level of I don't know what it is, but psychologically, people are going to always see you as you were when they knew you best. And so they may not know you as a business owner, so they may not respect you as a business owner. But that person who is actually speaking for you on your behalf, helping you close, that is the professional. And so when they hear that person's voice, they're going to be a little bit more excited. And even me personally, I've spoken to my family members constantly, but it wasn't until a friend of mine who didn't even know they were my family approached them and said, hey, my boy Terrell turned me on to some products. And they were all excited. Oh, that's my nephew. Oh, that's my cousin. But those jokers never listened to a word that came out of my mouth when it was coming from me. But they got excited when it came from a third party. The third party approach, you know, having someone else talk with you and for you is a powerful thing. And also, you know, don't get burned out from your warm market or the people that you know. Because like I said, that's just the way it is. But the stranger, the person that does not know you, will respect you immediately at face value if you approach them with confidence and with knowledge of your product and also knowledge of your business. And one of the things I keep telling everybody is to, like, I've heard Bunmi say, you know, like, treat it as a business. I'm going to tell you now, most people are running this business like a low-level sales clerk, and they're not making like CEO type decisions. And so look at it from a business perspective. when you have a business, if somebody gave you a physical brick and mortar franchise, you're going to investigate every component of that business. You're going to look inside. You're going to know what the products have. You're going to do all of those things. But when people come into this industry, we have a habit of not doing that. And so, like, the more you get to know your products, like today I went over the company's videos. I've seen them 1,000 times, but I went over them anyway. And what it does, it centers you. You know, a lot of times, you know, like, we can easily get lost in the sauce, so to speak, and, you know, get caught up in our own emotions and stuff like that. But those videos and you know, those presentations, they're etched in stone. That's the power of a video. You know, once it's recorded and it's right there in front of you, the same energy is there constantly. So get to know your company. Go into, I don't call it a back office anymore. I call it your business center. When you log into your business center, that's like when you clock in on the clock. And so log into there, look around. I've had many people, I told them, hey, look in there, download the training guides, check out Dan's training. No, they still don't do it, you know? So don't try and reach for something that is dangling above your head, because you'll break your neck. Always look at your feet and build a solid foundation. That's how businesses succeed. So know your product, know your brand, and operate from that perspective. When you know your product, it's going to flow out of your mouth very easily. When you know how the business works, how the money adds up, it's going to flow out of your mouth easy. And there is a book that I really love, and it said, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. That is true. So the more you absorb, and, you know, the information, like your company, knowledge of your company, like you should absorb that like food, because you will not have the physical strength or the mental strength to carry on in this business if you don't consume, you know, your business daily. Know it. Get the foundation laid. It's important. And also, those prospects, whether they say yes or no, I don't care. And I say, I have to work on this too. So I'm speaking to myself. Whether they say yes or no, you need to jot down their contact info, because they may not want it today. They may want it later, or they may not want the particular product that you're talking about now, but they may want something new that comes out later on. And if you have a list of 5,000 names, you will always have money. And a company is not the buildings. It has never been the employees. It is always the data. So jot down, keep accurate notes on who is who. You know, and one thing I did get from your training, Bunmi, this past Saturday, it was something that you all were saying constantly. You said, I haven't spoken to that person in 6 months. And, you know, and see, that's a powerful thing, because what you were doing was you was going through a list of people that you had already cultivated. And I've been on the phone with you when, like I said, when you have actually spoken to people that may have known you from a previous business. And I remember you had made money from that particular business, and then you immediately said, have you heard of O2? And it was like, no, I haven't heard of O2 drops. And you made a sale right there with me being on the phone with you. And so I'm telling you that, like, learning to focus and keep this thing from a business foundational building type perspective, knowing your company, cultivating your list, getting that data, and working very closely, you know, with other people, with the three-way, you'll be a lot more powerful than doing it the way that you've been doing. And I remember one of the videos, Dan made this statement. He said 90% of people's efforts is a complete waste of time. So don't get burned out, you know, doing it multiple ways and getting emotional about it. You know, just kind of come back to basics. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk as much as I did, Bunmi, but I'm finished. Back to you.
Hey, Terrell, that was some good stuff right there. I hope you guys were really taking notes and not just listening, because when you listen to this information, you retain very little of it. But when you're taking down notes and you go back and review it, and you review it early and often, that's how it really sinks in. And then the application is how you make it real. So thank you so much, Terrell, for adding that value to the team. Now, I want to talk now about the back office. So Terrell was talking about getting to know your back office. Well, guys, we got a brand new, business center. I like that, Terrell. We got a brand new business center that's coming in just a few days. So in the first week of August, I don't know if it's going to be the 1st or the 5th, but just in a few days, guys, we're going to have a brand new business center. One of the things that is so important about this is now you're going to be able to better manage your business. I need you all to really start running your business like you are this is big business. You're a CEO, right? And not what you said, Terrell, not like a small sales clerk. You're not a sales clerk. You are building. Listen what you're doing. You are a business consultant. You are showing people how to cultivate a six-figure residual income from the comfort of their home. What do? Oh, I'm in business consulting. I show people how to cultivate a six-figure business from home, a six-figure wellness business from the comfort of their own home. Okay, however you want to phrase it. So see yourself doing that. Now, guys, you will be able to better track your numbers, track your team's auto ship, see who's doing what. Our ranks, like 2-star, 3-star on up, they're based on sales volume, meaning how much in sales did your team do, combined left team and right team, in sponsorship volume each week, okay? There's no way to tell that right now. If you were really engaged in the rank, you would have said, Bunmi, how come I can't tell how to get to the next rank because I can't see my sponsorship volume? Some of you all didn't even realize that because you're not really in tune to you moving up, being that CEO. But those people who are really in tune to being the CEOs, they were like, wait a minute, here are the ranks. How do I see this? Jackie asked, and I said, oh, Jackie, we won't be able to see that until we get the new back office. Once you get your new back office, guys, there'll be so much that you can track. But you don't get in management mode just looking at the numbers. That's just going to help you to better push. Because when you see you're going for 2-star and you need $1,000 in sales for the week and you've got 920, you know, man, all I need to do is another $79.99 pack and I'm at my 80. You know, I got it right there. So I want you all to get excited because with this new back office, it's going to be awesome. So know that that's coming. The other thing I want to talk to you about as we end is personal development. The keys to everything. Let me say this about personal development. Some of you all have been struggling in the industry of network marketing for a real long time. And the reason that you've been struggling is because of your subconscious programming. What is going on inside of you? So if we want to know what's happening on the inside, all we got to do is look at our life on the outside. And that tells us what's going on internally. So if you've ever heard, as within, so without, that means that whatever is going on in your thoughts, in your feelings, and in your beliefs, that is going to predict, that is going to create what is manifesting in the physical in your life. And so it is your responsibility to get your thinking right, to get your beliefs right, to get your feelings right, all those things that are internal, to get your programming right. It is your responsibility to work on those things because your businesses, your relationships, your money, all of that is tied to what's going on internally. All of that is tied to what you believe on a subconscious level. So when you believe that nobody has money to sign up, everybody's broke, people don't want to be healthy, you are putting that out into the atmosphere, and guess what's going to show up for you? More people who don't have money to get started, people who broke, people who don't want to help you, and people who, everything that you put out is going to come back. Know this. We talked about this for years and years on the personal development calls in the morning. You are a powerful, intentional creator. And I have got to get you all to understand that you are creating your life as you go along. You have to take personal responsibility for what is showing up. And if you do not like what is showing up, you have the power to change it. So if your recruits are lacking, if your customers are coming in slow, if your business is building slow, it starts with you. You've got to change you, because what you are attracting is from what you are putting out, okay? So in helping the team to think better, to know better, to do better, the keys to everything is a very effective personal development study that is going to be a requirement for the big group. What is this book going to give you? It's going to give you the keys to everything, how to get everything that you want out of life, including a thriving Laura Life business. So this is going to be our study for, not for the month, for the year. This is something that you're going to keep on going over and over, because there's no magic. It's not just because you read it and everything changes. Bob Proctor has been reading Think and Grow Rich for 40 years, and there's still nuggets that he sees and things that are like aha moments. So you're going to continuously study the keys to everything, but as you apply what you're learning, as you are uprooting those limited beliefs, and as you are intentionally planting in that fertile garden of your subconscious mind better beliefs that serve you, you're going to find that what grows up is going to be more of what you want to see. And you're going to start getting a better result. But I need you to understand it all starts with you. And as a team collectively, when we are thinking better, when we are more positive, when we know how to overcome obstacles, when we know how to discard distractions, and when we know how to think to get the results, oh my gosh, we're going to be a powerful team to be reckoned with. And that's what I need us to do, big group. We all need to be more mentally tough. You got to understand that you've got to walk in your power. You got to do business in your power. You got to make calls in your power. You got to prospect in your power. You got to take action in your power. And so the keys to everything is going to help you to have that boldness, the confidence, the positive expectation, the joy, the gratitude, all those things that you need so that your $5,000 a month, your $10,000 a month, your $50,000 a month, your team of 5,000, your team of 50,000, your team of 500, whatever it is that you want can show up, okay? And so I want y'all to see Cass Millions. If you haven't already ordered this, I want you to see Cass, okay? Her number is 443-953-0009. Because this isn't just a book that you read. You are being boot camped through. You're going to have an accountability person. So this right here is only $50, okay? $50 to get yourself started with this study that can, I mean, literally, it should be 10 times more than that. But you're going to be able to get it for $50. You're going to have to actually go through like a accountability call so you can really hear what the program is about. But your life can be changed when you apply the principles in the keys to everything. I think Percy might be a coach too, but so hit either one of them up to find out more about the keys to everything. Okay, so it is 8:52, and what I want to do for the next 7 minutes before we close is, if there are any questions, let's do a last Q&A. Questions, comments, feedback, any value quickly for the good of the team for the last 7 minutes of the call. Unmute yourself so that I can hear your question, comment, or feedback.
Bunmi, I've got a quick report.
Hey, go ahead,
Several weeks ago, I had the idea of us piggybacking on each other's posts, and that first one that I did, I got a response from a stranger today, and that was several weeks ago. And she's very interested in the detox tea. And she told me she couldn't buy it today, but we had a nice long chat, and she promised that she will get back to me. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Awesome, awesome. And so as you are developing yourself, maybe you can write an affirmation so that you can generate more leads, because what you want to do is understand that leads like that come easily and frequently and come often. So write some type of affirmation because I want you to expect that. That's what it should be like, guys. When you put out a post and you give value, you, not all the time, but you should have an expectation that that's creating business for you. And so now Joanne needs to take that person, put it on her list, get that person's phone number so she can add that to her list of 100 plus. Thank you, Joanne. Anybody else? Unmute yourself.
Boomy.
Hey, go ahead, Roxanne.
Okay. In church, because my pastor is one that teaches kind of like from the perspective of personal development, you know, in her quote unquote preaching or teaching. Today she had the congregation telling them that the reason that things aren't happening in their lives is because they're not waking up with the expectation that God's going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Same thinking. So she had us saying out loud, I got up. I expect God to do it. I have an expectation from God. I have an expectation. I expect that he's going to do something marvelous for my life today. Something, you know, over and over again. Over and over again. Just wanted to share that. That's of the same mentality and thinking.
Absolutely.
We've got to expect it.
I want you to write this affirmation. I'm expecting great things. Okay, write that down, guys. I'm expecting great things. Now, let me tell you how Cassandra put this to practice. So Cassandra had always made the excuse that she didn't want to have a home party. Her apartment was too small. Then I did a call when I said, if your furniture is broke, you need to have a home party with your broke furniture so you can get some new furniture. She decided to stop making excuses. Her place is cute, it's small, but it's clean, it's great. She just been, you know, limited thinking. She invited people over. Most of her people canceled out on that day. She was thinking, oh my God, I cannot have Bunmi and Dr. Darrell to come here with nobody. Then her cousin called and said, oh, I'm so sorry that you're not going to have anybody there. And she said, wait a minute. I'm not giving in to that. Don't feel sorry for me. I'm expecting great things. I am expecting great things today. And she went outside and she sat on her bench outside her apartment. She said, I'm going to find somebody. One car rolled up. She told those people they couldn't come. The second car rolled up. She greeted those people. She told them what was happening later on today in her apartment. And they said, sure, we're free. We will be there. She set her intention. I'm expecting great things. I'm going outside. I'm going to get somebody in this apartment. She had those two guests there. You saw us there talking to her guests. Teresa was there, Roxanne, me, Dr. Darrell. She had two guests. Well, guess what? She has a brand new car bonus distributor because she didn't say, oh man, woe is me, nobody showed up. She said, I'm going to make something happen. I am expecting great things. And she put that energy out and it came back. Those people came, they were excited. She didn't know them from Adam, but she created that. She got those guests and now they are in her business. Okay, that is the power of creating the results that you want. So we're going to go ahead and end with that, guys. But I am excited for everybody to put what we have talked today to practice. It's all about getting the results. Oh, one last thing I want you guys to understand. Listen to this. In network marketing, as your team building, understand the power of duplication. There's something called the power of one. If you just sponsored one person a month and you help your team members to do the same thing, you just got focused on everybody on your team sponsoring just one a month. At the end of the year, you would have over 4,000 people on your team with just one a month, and you would be in a six-figure income. So guys, get excited about that. Don't be comfortable with not sponsoring anybody each month. Get excited about minimal getting your one every single month, because one is not just one turns into 4,000. And now when you have a team of hundreds of people, of thousands of people, and they're each getting the product for themselves each month because they want to be healthier, and then they're just sharing with a few other people, getting a couple other customers, guess what? You have 2 numbers in front of the comma in your check, and you are financially free for most people. And with that, guys, our call is officially over. We thank you for getting on our big group call. I'm going to unmute so that we all can say goodbye to one another with lots of energy. The call is unmuted. Have a great night, everyone.
Have a great night.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night,
Good night.
everybody.
Good night. Thanks, Percy, and
Good
thanks,
night.
Terrell.
I'm expecting
Great
great
comments
things.
and great
I'm expecting
tips.
great things, great
Good
night.
night. I'm
Hey.
expecting great things to happen.
Great
I'm
things.
expecting
great things
to happen. Yes, I am.
Good night.
Right on, right on.
Good night. See you guys.
Good
Right on,
night.
right on.
All right.
Who said right on, right on?
Start.
Right on, right on.
Right on, right on.
How to turn this off?
Still don't know how to turn that off, huh?
Yeah, you still
I'm
don't
so-
know.
Still struggling, huh? That's okay. We're gonna get some training on that too.
There we go.
We're gonna get some Zoom training.
I see that in button. Bye.
Yeah. That's okay.